Well, everyone, the time has finally come because just yesterday I received this envelope in the mail from Wealthsimple, and I have a strong feeling that it is the long-awaited Wealthsimple Cash Card that we've all been waiting for well over a year now. And although I was pretty eager to open up this envelope last night to check it out, I thought I would wait and open it with all of you on camera in today's video. So a couple of weeks back, Wealthsimple sent me an email explaining that the Cash Card was now in its beta phase, where they'd be sending out a select number of cards to certain users, including yours truly. And this means that, well, if you haven't yet had that email, unfortunately, you'll probably have to wait a little bit longer to receive the physical Wealthsimple Cash Card. However, at least we're seeing that things are progressing. But the fact that they're now rolling these out slowly but surely is somewhat promising. I mean, realistically, the last time I even spoke about this card was in a video I posted well over a year ago, and since then, the Wealthsimple Cash app has changed dramatically. In fact, the entire goal really of the app has sort of shifted now to having become more of a peer-to-peer payment platform. And so I wanted to give you a full refresher on the features of this app, along with a walkthrough of all of its features as it sits right now. So originally, when Wealthsimple launched Wealthsimple Cash, they were offering an extremely competitive high interest rate on this account of, I'm pretty sure it was around 2.4% if my memory serves me right, but pretty much as soon as they ended up launching the app itself, well, the coronavirus hit, and so the Canadian government dropped rates down to a minimum, which for those of you who aren't necessarily familiar with how this works, when the baseline interest rate drops, well, this has an impact on both the interest rates in high interest savings accounts where you're making significantly less, but then also on other interest-bearing products, for example, mortgages. And that's exactly why over the past 2 years, mortgage rates have been extremely low, which has then resulted in the housing market going absolutely parabolic. All of that to say that as of right now, Wealthsimple Cash does not offer any interest on funds held in the Cash app. Rather, if you did want to gain interest on your funds, you would have to migrate those funds over to, say, Wealthsimple Invest, which is their version of a high interest savings account. But even still, right now, the interest rate is at 0.5%, which is nothing all too phenomenal. But let's actually get to why you all clicked on today's video in the first place, which is the card itself. So let's open this thing up. I'll give you my first impressions. We'll look at the card, and then also we'll speak about the features of the Cash app. I'll send some money, and then I'll share my final thoughts on Wealthsimple Cash. Okay, so I pretty much have one single try to do this. So as you can see, it's in a small little envelope here. I'm gonna open it up like so. And as we can see, here we go. We have the card itself. It is what I thought it is. It is here is what it says, and it has a little emoji on the back. So if we open this up, it opens up like this. It does actually look pretty cool, to be honest. Oh, just fell. Activate in Wealthsimple Cash. And then here we are. This is the card itself. I'm not going to show the other side because it has my name as well as the number on it. But we can see this is what it looks like. So it's a black card and it has gold writing on it. Now, first thoughts, it does look really sleek. However, I'm pretty sure a year and a half back, they were saying it was going to be made out of tungsten, which is a really heavy and high quality metal. This is not made out of tungsten. This is made out of plastic. I can tell right off the bat, but it does look pretty good nonetheless. So initially for the video, I was going to compare it to my Amex Cobalt card because I was expecting it once again to be made out of tungsten. That is kind of a letdown actually, but yeah, I'm not going to do a comparison since it's also made of plastic. However, let's still roll a couple B-clip shots of this card so we can get a cinematic view of it. Okay, so at this point, I have both the physical card and then also I'm going to pop it up on screen right here. We have access to a digital card also. I'm not going to click on tap to show here because that would show you my number. But as you can see here, it was giving us the status of the physical card. So initially I signed up for it. It was saying in the mail. Obviously now I have it and I have to actually call to activate it. I'll probably do that after today's video. Let's actually click on that. Yeah, so you basically just call to activate the card, and then you'll get, I'm assuming, a 4-digit PIN so that I can use it in physical places if I wanted to use the PIN itself, or not the PIN, but the chip on this card. What I can also do though with this digital version of the card is add it to either Apple Wallet because I'm on iOS, but you can also add it to Google Wallet. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, or Google Pay, so that you have access to it directly on your mobile phone. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna call right now to see how long it is to actually activate the card, and I'll get back to you after. All right, and that's it. So it took all of about a minute and a half to actually activate this card, and now I can go and use it in a physical store. Basically, once I use it using the chip here, I'll enter my PIN and that'll activate it and fully and attach the PIN to the card. Now, a couple things to keep in mind though, this is actually a Visa prepaid credit card. So it is not a debit card and is also not a Visa card. With that said, since it's a prepaid Visa card, if you do use it in a store, well, you have to select Visa and not, or credit that is, and not debit, because otherwise it won't work. And another thing to keep in mind is that, it's not actually a credit card itself. And so for this reason, it's not going to count towards, say, for example, building up your credit report and your score, and it's also not going to have any impact whatsoever on your score because, well, obviously it's not a real credit card and they're not actually lending you any debt. Since it's kind of like a glorified debit card, if you don't have the amount of funds necessary to make a purchase in your Wealthsimple Cash account, you simply won't be able to go through with that transaction. Now, this kind of has me wondering though, why and when would I really ever use this card over my credit card, specifically my Amex Cobalt card, which I use 90% of the time, that keeps my credit in good standing and also gains credit card points for me. And other than looking pretty cool, I will give them that Wealthsimple is always on point with their branding. Well, the rewards are kind of so-so for this card. Basically, the rewards include 5% cash back on purchases made at restaurants, bars, and food delivery, which is actually pretty decent, 5% cash back, but the catch here is that this is only applicable from Fridays through to Sundays. So doing some quick math here, even if you're a reckless spender at bars and restaurants over the weekend, which by the way, should be avoided at all costs, but let's say you are and you're spending $250 per weekend at bars and restaurants over the course of the year, you'd spend around between $12,000 and $12,500. And at 5% cash back on those purchases, you would get around $600 back. And that's great and all, but realistically, you will have spent $12,000 at bars and restaurants, which no. And in contrast to this, my Amex Cobalt card gives me 5 points per dollar spent on groceries, restaurants, bars, anything food related, 3 points per dollar spent on streaming services like Netflix, Spotify, etc. And then also, I'm pretty sure it's $2 or 2 points spent on gas and things such as that for transportation. So, and this is all the time. And at a dollar value of 1 penny per point, this quickly adds up, especially since I can rack up points any day of the week. Speaking of potentially making large purchases on this card though, let's take a look at spending limits. So right now the card offers unlimited daily transactions, but it does have a per transaction and daily value limit of 10 grand. And then for ATM withdrawals, it has a per transaction limit of $500 and a per day limit of $1,000. Keep in mind that if you are doing ATM withdrawals, you'll also be charged a $3 fee. With that said, there are a couple things going for this card. The first one being that there are no fees whatsoever for maintaining the card. So unlike most credit cards that do have good point systems, those typically come with a monthly or annual fee. This is completely free. Another really awesome feature is the fact that it does not charge any foreign transaction fee. So usually on a credit card, when I'm buying something in US dollars, it's converting those funds, but then also charging me, I think it's around 1.5% usually on my other credit card. So that is something that could be awesome to avoid FX fees if you're making a large purchase in US dollars. And in all honesty, that's probably what I'm going to be using this card most for when I do make larger purchases in US dollars, which happens every once in a while. All right, so now that we've spoken about the card itself though, let's actually speak about the Wealthsimple Cash app, because as mentioned earlier, a lot has changed since I made that video over a year ago. So straight off the bat, what I would compare this app to is a direct competitor to Interact e-transfer. If you're Canadian, you'll know what that is. And this is kind of like a new Canadian version of like Venmo, where you can instantly send money to friends or anyone else that you have in the app or that has an account on Wealthsimple Cash. And you can also have a conversation with those individuals. And as with most Wealthsimple products, in terms of fees and stuff, it's pretty good. There are no fees whatsoever for the account, and there's also no fees for withdrawals as well as deposits to the account, and there's unlimited transfers with no fees on those transfers. Let's do a quick walkthrough of the app though. So it's pretty simple. Basically, when you open it up, this is what you're presented with. You have your contacts up top, your friends. If you click on the big dollar sign in the middle, you can search people to send money to. For example, if I want to send money to this individual right here, well, I can either request money from them or send it. So if I want to send money, I can send, let's say, $25 from my bank account, because this is also tied to my bank account, or I can send it from the funds available in the wallet right now. I'm going to go back though, and then I'm going to actually send money, let's say, to my girlfriend, just because we'll see what that does. So let's say I do this from my wallet. I'm going to send her $1.99, just because that's what came to mind. Send $1.99, and I can actually also add a quick message. Let's say this pretty cheesy message, but let's add that. All right, and then swipe up to send to Aniston right there. Oh, look at that. And by the way, for a limited time, if you sign up using the link down below in my description, you create a Wealthsimple Cash account, you'll get $10 for free, and I'll also get $10. So it's really a win-win here. And like I said, there's no fees whatsoever. So you could pretty much just claim this amount and never use the app ever again if you don't want to, and withdraw that. However, it does seem pretty practical to send small payments to other individuals that are in your network. So that's pretty much it for the unboxing of the new card and quick walkthrough of the app. It's a really simple app to use, and I just wanted to give you a full refresher on what's available right now. A couple other things to mention though: all the money that you do have in that account is CDIC insured, so you can be assured that your funds are safe in here. And then also you can control who sees you in the app or not. So in your settings, if you want to not be discoverable by other people, you can basically hide your handle from other people finding you, so that you can just have your friends and family add you and vice versa. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to smash the like button, get your card, claim it today using the link down below. You'll also get some free money for doing so. And yeah, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button for more videos like this. We usually talk about investing in the stock market, investing in real estate, and other personal finance topics. So thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you in the next one.